In the midst of all our working hard, Chris has got to have a little fun shoved in the mix. Check out his long-time dream project.
Alright guys, so I've had a project here for the last couple of years that I've kind of picked away at as I had time, and we got it to a certain point where there was nothing I could do on it. This is what we're looking at here. It's a 1974 Plymouth CUDA. I bought about 3 or 4 years ago, and I drove it for the first season, and after the first season I wasn't too happy with the power that the 340 had. I was told when I bought it, you know, it had like 350 horse, but the guy didn't want to let me drive it. But we took it for a test drive anyways, and it seemed to go pretty good. But after driving it for a summer, it just wasn't cutting it. So I pulled the motor out, I sold that, and I quickly put, well, I paid in full on a 408 stroker motor that kind of snowballed into a COVID mess like everything else, and we couldn't get parts, and it ended up sitting at the machine shop for about 1.5 years, and I finally got it back. I think it was January, maybe February I got it back from the Machino shop in Dino, which we dynoed it in at 475 horse, 512 foot-pounds of torque. And then we got that put in, and that also kind of snowballed into a mess of parts. Started off with the motor, obviously, and then I pulled the transmission with it, which I knew the stock, what I thought was a 727, wouldn't handle the power. I took it in to get it rebuilt and found out it wasn't a 727, it was a 904. So I had to find a core, and then got that beefed up. Then after that, I realized when I went to put on my front tires, because I upgraded the front suspension to a full coilover system, power rack, bigger brakes, that my tires and wheels wouldn't fit over my bigger brakes, so then I had to buy new tires and wheels. After that, then I thought, well, it was an open differential, I don't want to have one tire spinning, that just looks kind of retarded. So I pulled that out and sent that in to get a posi put in, and then also new gears, since it had 273s. So we put new gears in, new posi, new transmission, new engine, new front suspension. The only thing I didn't touch on it was the rear suspension, other than I lowered it a little bit, and that was about it. Oh, I moved the leaf springs in 1 inch, did that conversion, built that all myself rather than buying it, but I wasn't sure if the tires I was going to put on would fit, so I narrowed those a little bit, and that's where we sit now. I threw a Holy Sniper EFI system on it, which the idea behind that was I wanted something that Georgia could drive, didn't have to worry about starting it, you know, pumping the gas, making sure she's not flooding it. Just something you know, you could fire up on the weekend and go for a drive. But with that, I guess it added a whole bunch of other problems in terms of electronics, which is where I'm kind of sitting at now. I'm going to take it in on Saturday to the dyno, do a little run, see what they think for tuning wise, see if we can get it going a bit better. It's still not the power that I was hoping for. Whether or not I'm used to the race truck at 1,000 horse, or maybe we've got some issue where we're not getting enough fuel or something. But that's where we sit with that. We'll give her a little fire up and see.
From 3 years ago and many hours in the making to finally be able to drive a true piece of muscle car history.